computer. It's nice to hear from you today.
And Debbie wanted to meet with Chris and Mark tomorrow afternoon, but I'm training, so I couldn't. So she's like, "Oh, we'll figure out a different name." So I don't know when that's going to happen.
Okay, I'm admitting.
Mom's maybe on the meeting. Oh, Chris is. Cool. So hopefully we'll be able to talk to her about that.
Okay.
Here's Jill. Got them.
It's not here.
Give it a few more minutes for everyone to join. Okay, I think we are about ready to get started. Can you guys hear us okay? Okay, we've got a thumbs up. Perfect.
Yes, absolutely.
Fabulous.
Okay, we're gonna get started, everyone. I can't actually see all the people that are on.
Hold on.
Sorry.
There we go.
Okay. Oh, Chris, awesome. Hey, thank you. Perfect. Okay, I guess we'll start with Chris because he's on and can give us an update on Cheney on this very hot day. So.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So really, instead of I'll talk about a couple of things we're working on, but also I just wanted to be open for any questions y'all might have. Obviously, we're gonna, work on getting our parks and pool and everything going for the summer season. And I see Kelly on, so maybe she can talk a little bit more about Cheney Parks and Rec. We're looking through we just got the actual guidelines from the American Recovery Act or Recovery Program Act, AMRP. Because Cheney's going to get a little bit of money to help with economic development and helping out citizens with utility payments, that sort of thing. So we recently got the guidelines. We're going to sit down and actually dial in our plan going forward and how we can best use that money to support the citizens and actually the businesses here in Cheney. Excuse me. Economic development, it's key for us going forward. It's been tough for you all as business owners, but we want to really find out ways, and Kelly and I have talked and several other people have talked on how we can best move forward with economic development by being good partners with the businesses, particularly CMA. Douglas, I don't know if Debbie talked with you or if Debbie's on the call. If you've got time at 10:30 tomorrow, we wanted to talk. Debbie's been texting me about getting together to talk about the swoop statue going and how we go forward with that. We'd really like to kind of button that up and find out the funding sources, both from the lodging tax plus a little bit from the city, ownership, maintenance, that sort of thing going forward. So I don't know, Douglas, if you've got time at 10:30 tomorrow, but
yep, I do.
We've blocked off some time to actually sit down at City Hall.
Okay.
You, me, and Debbie, if that works for you.
Great. Yeah, I'll see you at 10:30 tomorrow. Perfect.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
Thanks.
Other than that, I just really wanted to, the city focuses on providing the level of service that our citizens come to expect. So, we put a lot of effort into the things that, I hate to say this, but the things that a lot of folks take for granted. So, making sure garbage gets picked up, water, sewer, all that stuff that, when you get up in the morning, turn on the light, you don't have any, there's no issues with that. So a lot of our focus is maintaining that high level of service that Cheney citizens come to expect. Going into this year, we weren't sure about sales tax. We weren't sure about revenues, obviously through the pandemic. So we've been very, very conservative. But as we move forward into the next budgeting season, we'll look at, what's our strategic plan going forward? How can we best employ some of our budget to help in areas that need help? I think the parks need help. It's unfortunate that, and budgets passed, it was tough to get more money to take care of some of our restrooms, and we've got some brand new playground equipment that hopefully we can get that thing up and get that up soon. But I wanted to be here for questions from you all, and also I think Kelly and even Jill. I see Jill Wiseman's on, can give her perspective as well if you have any questions.
Well, I have a question. I know Brent talked about possibly the closure of College Street to be a pedestrian
Yes.
possibly way, or also working on downtown parking. He kind of just hinted at that. I wasn't sure if any of that is actually like in the works at the moment or what that would look like.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So that's something we're talking about. So it's in the talking phase.
Yeah.
And a lot of times there's a lot of talking before, planning, and then from planning to actually executing a plan, because doing that involves a lot of different variables and a lot of factors. So yes, we are contemplating doing that. Of course, that's going to be a process, because there are business owners right there on College that, some of them may or may not want that, but the vision is, an area where people can walk to, not worry about traffic, and have more of a destination, I think. And College Avenue seems to be between First and Second, 904 and Second. And again, that seems to be a good place to do it. But again, we're going to have to reach out to the community as well to see what kind of response we get from the community, and particularly the business owners down in that area. So, but yes, that is an idea that we're tossing around and figuring out how we can go about doing that. And it kind of plays well with the whole swoop statue. Maybe we can get that going before football season, and kind of have a big unveiling downtown, and that would be kind of neat, I think, and bring the community back downtown and the students downtown. We miss that. The city misses Mayfest. We miss the opportunity to get together downtown, really. And I know you all do too, as business owners down there. So,
also on Brent mentioned possibly working on parking downtown, like adding some, or I don't know what exactly he meant. He just mentioned it. I think it was 2 meetings ago, and I wasn't sure if that was something being discussed.
Douglas, I don't have a lot of details behind the parking. Obviously parking it's tough down there. So quite frankly, I don't know if, Brett and Todd and Mark may have been talking about some ideas, but I don't have any details right now.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Anyone have questions for Chris about anything else moving forward? Jill, do you have anything to add into the city updates?
I don't really think I have anything that I know. The depot is moving forward slowly. We're about to get out donation letters again, so we can start moving forward. And at some point, the grounds will be, Jack Gillingham will come back out and he will start grading. And we did get a volunteer a retired painter who volunteered to paint the exterior of the building. So we don't have any start dates on anything yet, but we're starting to gear up, and we should be moving forward pretty quickly. Everything else, I think the mayor covered, and I'm just kind of interested to hear if anybody went over to the Civil War reenactment. And Debbie, are you on this call?
No, Debbie's
Debbie's not here.
No.
Okay. So I didn't know if there were any hotel rooms or anything that were booked.
My name is Mo. I'm the general manager, and yes, we did have a few folks stay with us, and it's nice to see that from what I heard from the staff and the managers. I mean, me myself being a citizen, Cheney, I didn't put 1 + 1 is 2. Waking up that morning, I'm hearing boom, boom, boom. I'm like, what is going on in here? And that all made sense afterwards. So.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. I did
So
see
now,
cars.
so definitely next year, I'm gonna want to go watch it just to see it for myself.
Sure.
But thank you for asking.
Yeah, I did see some cars in the lot, so I was just curious if it came from the.
We have
War
various groups. We have various groups in house, but the weekend definitely kept us busy with the event they spoke of.
Great.
So yeah, we appreciate the energy.
Yeah, I think that's all I have.
On that note, I do know when this weekend at the Mason Jar, a lot of citizens didn't know that event was going on. And I was wondering, I know a while back, Chris, there was talking about a reader board or something kind of on the entrance, like Kettle Falls has. Is it Kettle Falls or Colville has that? Where events or other things are posted as soon as you enter. Is that still in the talks? Is that something?
It is. We had it in the budget for this year, and our light department is actually taking the lead on that.
Oh, awesome.
So I'll get back with you on a timeline for that. But yes, that is definitely something that we've been talking about for a while, and I think we've got it budgeted. We just need to find the right type of marquee sign that would work for us.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, I just think that'd be so awesome to, drive people to certain areas and throughout our town when they come in. So that's right.
Maybe I can get
If I may,
tomorrow, when we meet tomorrow, I'll give you an update on where we stand on that.
Oh, awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, I think
if I may add,
I'm sorry.
to add something about that, because we felt the same way about curling last year. There was no hype about the event or anything. One idea that was cool I saw in Moscow, Idaho, they have these 2 wires that are parallel that goes across the entry of Moscow that goes from one post to another. Maybe that would be a great idea because you can change those banners to whatever events are happening in the area, and it will be exposed across the main road as people come in, just as a thought.
Can I butt in here with an idea? Hello?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yes.
Well, you're talking about banners across the street, and Doug and I have talked about the prospect of an arch by the library with a sign, a sign kind of like the credit union has, time and temperature, and you can announce all kinds of things. It's visible all the way from the farm restaurant. Just an idea.
Oh, that's nice.
That then it's permanent, it's attractive, and you can advertise and put all kinds of messages up there. I also have a question.
Oh, go for it.
There's that lot, I think I've talked about that before too. What's the status on that lot that's across from the former Citibank building?
Chase,
Or Chase, yeah. And then, it's that empty lot at the end of where the basement is.
Yep. That one went
Couldn't
up.
that be used for,
Yeah, somebody bought
couldn't that be
that.
used for parking?
Yeah. I mean, right now it's privately owned. It went up for auction in the fall, is that?
Wow.
Something like that. And it was bought. It went up for auction by a 76 company, California Gas, and then was bought in the fall by, I think, a private
Oh,
law firm or something. I forget who bought it, but yeah. Joan was betting on it, right? But sadly lost out. So some other
So Doug, just to wrap up what I was saying,
Oh, yeah.
to answer your question, I don't think the Civil War reenactment people were able to do a whole lot of advertising because it was such a last minute event that happened. Everybody was waiting for COVID guidelines and if it would even take place or not. I saw it on their website. That's the only place I saw it. And then I saw, the signs that were put up by the street and by Marketplace. That's
Yeah.
all I saw.
Okay, that makes sense.
We definitely will encourage more. Yeah, we'll encourage more advertising next year.
Makes sense. But I definitely think, yeah, if that sign is going through with the light department and stuff like that, that's going to be awesome. I think that's kind of what Gunther was talking about, something ever changing. So very cool. Any other questions for Chris or Jill at the moment? Anything? Okay, thank you guys so much for sharing. I guess we'll move on to EWU.
Douglas, can I interrupt real quick? I'm
Of
sorry.
course, yeah, go for it, Chris. Yeah.
I don't have the agenda right in front of me, so I don't know if Parks and Rec is on the agenda.
They are, yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, awesome. If we want to just move to Parks and Rec, Kristen, if you don't mind holding, I guess we could do that. Kristen?
All right. Sorry, I had
Yeah,
to
like-
find my unmute. Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah.
Okay, awesome, thanks. Perfect.
So just some updates. We received $1,000 from the Spokane Parks Foundation for swim lessons for folks that qualify with low income. And all of that money has been allotted to families. And we also received another $1,000 from the Spokane Parks Foundation to cover drowning prevention classes. And we'll be offering those on Saturdays when the pool opens, hopefully on June 21st. Keep your fingers crossed. We are currently experiencing a lifeguard shortage with the rest of the country. So we normally need about 25 lifeguards to run the pool in the summer, and we have 11. And we are supposed to open on June 21st. We are not the only folks in the area that are experiencing this. We've been talking with the Valley, Spokane, the county, and Airway Heights, and everybody's in the same boat as us. EWU, the Valley, and Spokane have opened up extra lifeguarding classes in hopes of attracting new folks to the profession. And unfortunately, it's not working. So we are coming up with some creative ideas on how to make it work. Unfortunately, we had to cut off swim lesson registration today for session 1, which is June 21st through July 2nd. We normally have 25 different swim levels per session. And we have 12 that are full right now, and that's all we can handle with the amount of lifeguards that we have. So if anybody knows anyone that's interested in lifeguarding or has any ideas, please let us know. We are a little worried about it. We are bringing back movies and concerts in the park. Those start July 14th. So concerts in the park are Wednesdays from 6:30 to 8 p.m. And movies are on Fridays starting at dusk as soon as it's dark enough to see the screen. So those will all be at Sutton Park. And speaking of Sutton Park, there was some playground equipment that was damaged in the windstorm, and that is set to ship next week. So as soon as we get that in, hopefully we'll be able to get that replaced right away. And some of you may have noticed that the old playground equipment in Hagelin Park is being taken out, and we're putting in a whole new playground that we use park mitigation fees for. So we're pretty excited about that. I think that park the playground equipment was installed in the 70s. So it's definitely in need of an upgrade. Let's see. Camp Caslow is opening on June 21st as well, and we are looking good there. We've got enough, a couple more interviews this week, and then we should be all set for employees for Camp Caslow. And our registration numbers are looking good, so we're excited about that. We still have spots available, so if you have children between the ages of 5 and 12, we will take them. If you need a break or you're looking for fun activities for kids to do, camp runs from 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and we go to the pool, we go to different parks, we play sports and have arts and crafts. We provide breakfast and morning and afternoon snack for the kids. So it's a really fun camp. And then the next program that we have starting is dance classes, and those are for youth and adults. So those start next week. So if anybody has any interest in that, please let us know. Those are all the updates for Parks and Rec right now.
Awesome. Thank you, Kelly. How old do you have to be a lifeguard? You know?
The Red Cross says you have to be 15 years old in order to get certified.
Okay. Any questions for Kelly at the moment?
The dance lessons, so they're for youth and adults. Do you know what types of like dancing are included, or is it just kind of open-ended?
Yeah, so there's jazz, ballet, hip hop, and let me double check. I think that's all of it. So yeah, there's a tap ballet combo, and hip hop, and then just tap dance. And we also have, I'll talk about this next month, but we also have a dance camp. We have lots of camps starting in July, so I'll let you all know about that next month. I don't want to overwhelm you with all of our amazing programs.
Yes.
Thank you, Kelly. Okay, now to Kristen.
Let Kristen overwhelm us.
With EW.
Yeah, I usually do.
Awesome.
Hi, guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of like jump around a little bit. I'll try to be as organized as I can. So most of you already know or should know that commencement is coming up on June 12th and that it is virtual. We did have an info event. They have not done a very good job. Like campus hasn't done a great job of getting the word out of what's happening for all the grads. And then other departments are kind of going rogue. Like I just found out yesterday that Eagle Entertainment is planning like a special little kind of secret, kind of public, like graduation ceremony thing for seniors who are just around the area next Friday, like with like a 3-course meal, but like they don't even have advertising for it. Yeah, it's just a lot happening. And commencement is, like I said, virtual. It's gonna be pretty basic. I guess they're splitting it up into like 5 different ceremonies between like 8:30 a.m. and 6 p.m. basically. And each person will be getting like a specific link for their specific commencement. So definitely not going to be the fun common circumstance that we're used to. And I'm definitely bummed that we won't have a lot of, hopefully we'll still have a lot of parents who are coming to take pictures with their kiddos, or at least pick them up and take them back home or wherever they're going. So I'm hoping that Cheney will at least see some traffic, and the Eagle store too will see some traffic from that. But I mean, people are still buying a lot of their caps and gowns, so they're still doing their own thing wherever they are. And I'm really excited that our staff will be, at least they're required to be back on campus as of July 1. Faculty usually aren't really around during the summer, but it'll be nice to have all the other regular staff on campus back on campus again, and all the buildings should be opening back up. They will be continuing as of right now. We only have tours Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, or Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. So it'll be nice. Now we'll go back to tours being all days of the week, Monday through Friday. And there's 2 tours per day, 2 times. I think it's 11, and I want to say 3 is the other, or 2 is the other one. And so they'll be 5 days a week, which will help get some more people on campus. I've also heard some rumors that they're trying to do, again, some sort of like under the radar type of orientation, but not really calling it orientation, but kind of something for those people who do want that like exciting welcome to campus kind of vibe in the summer while they're getting their advising appointments taken care of and all that jazz. I don't have any details on that, but it is a pretty gung-ho crew that's kind of working on that. So I'm excited to see what they come up with. because I know that you guys probably feel it too, but we're very dead in the summer as far as like foot traffic if there's not something specific going on campus. So except for Parks and Rec, you're killing it over there. So that's great. We have move-in weekend. It's going to kick off on that Thursday. It's going to be like a Thursday, Friday combo, and they'll have scheduled move-in times on the September 16th and 17th. And they're also going to kind of do some scheduled times on Saturday of that weekend as well. So hopefully you'll be seeing families. They're trying to plan programming for the families through that Saturday, maybe even into Sunday. So as I find more out about the orientation schedule and the welcome weekend schedule, I'll get that to you. I know that they are planning on doing Pass Through the Pillars, which is exciting because that's a fun tradition that we've been missing out on. I have a lot of sophomores who are saying that they're going to feel like freshmen next year because they've never even been to campus. So I'm really excited to see all the students coming in from the freshman and sophomore class that haven't got to see all of you guys, like all the new merchants, and experience Cheney the way that they should have already. September 24th, I know that it's not on the Eastern calendar, and I tried reaching out to somebody before the meeting today, but I haven't got more information. But September 24th should be Neighbor Fest. And I've heard, and maybe you guys already know more information than I do. I feel like half the time you do. But I think that they're really excited about having that in person and on campus, and like even expanding it even bigger than better than normal. I think trying to include both the NCR and the campus mall and kind of expanding it across the whole kind of main campus area, not just in the central mall area, but kind of beyond into the pub too. So do we have any questions on any of that before I move into more events?
I have a quick question.
Yep.
Is there information online about Neighbor Fest?
No, that's what I was just saying, was they didn't even respond to me. And I was just looking on the Inside EW calendar, like the event calendar, and they don't even have it listed. So as soon as I find out anything, I'll just shoot the board an email that they can send out with more information to everybody. Because as soon as they open signups up, I mean, I would like everybody to be able to sign up and get in on that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Especially all the members first. Yeah. Anything else before I move on to other events? Nope. Okay. So I did reach out to a number of our CMA members and just kind of getting, if there's any interest, if any of you guys have any way to partner or offer some sort of prize or incentive. I know Eastern is really trying to get people to get their vaccines, and it can be kind of political. So if your business doesn't want to be part of it, we totally understand. But anybody who is willing to do something, we're trying to work with Chaz. Chaz has been great. They want to do a pop-up clinic on campus, or a pop-up clinic that we're partnering with them somehow, maybe outside their own building. So as things progress with that, I will try to make sure anybody who's interested is involved. But I just don't know who has any interest at all. I didn't get a lot of feedback from very many people. So if you do have any interest, or you don't really know how you can participate, but you'd like to, or you have some free things you want to give away, or gift cards or whatever, I think they're pretty open to anything and everything that could be put on the table. So just shoot me an email or message me in the chat bar or whatever, or let me know whatever you want to do. And then moving on to another thing. This is exciting. So this is just more of an FYI, and I'm really excited about the response that I've received for the CMA rebranding event that we're going to be doing in September. Eastern is super excited. Like, I think that we've been for the count for so long that normally people that I have like pulling teeth to get participation from, everybody's like, yes, and how can we help, and what can we do, and how can I do more? So I'm really excited. I've had great response from alumni, like wants to do something. There's a couple of different student groups that want to do something. Sorority and fraternity wants to get involved. So I'm hoping that the Cheney rebrand event will be a really fun event, like kind of bringing down campus too. So whatever we can do to get that even bigger and better. And we're trying to work with Marcom to get some sort of like fun thing going between the swoop statue downtown and the swoop statue at the store. So making the unveiling kind of like a push between campus and the community. So I think that'll be a really good tie-in together. And the last thing that I want to bring up is our the Eagle Family Homecoming. I think I've already mentioned the date multiple times, but I'll continue to do so each time. October 23rd is our homecoming game. And I think that's the Saturday, whatever that Saturday is of that week. And we're really trying to push planning this Eagle Family, I think we are calling it the Eagle Family Homecoming Card. Is that what we did? Oh, Eagle Family Discount Card. So basically, lack of a better term, is like an entertainment book where any merchant. I mean, what I like about this is it's not just food merchants that can participate, right? So a lot of different merchants can participate and do something, whether it's giving something away for free or doing whatever it is, doing something to get people into their businesses. It wouldn't end until we're thinking probably the end of fall quarter. So right before they leave for break, giving them that time, or maybe it was winter quarter. I don't know, maybe the end of the year. That's what it was. The end of the fiscal year, or the calendar year. And being able to use this like a punch card. So they would go to each little business that's participating, and whether it's Thomas Hammer on campus or the Mason Jar or the Eagle Store or wherever, Copy Junction, to go get 10 free copies. I don't know. So we're just trying to get people involved, and we really need we have a deadline that I'm going to be sending out to everybody, working with the board to try and get an email out, because we really need participation from you guys. We're trying to get the Cheney merchants involved first. And then if we don't get good participation from Cheney, we're going to start reaching out to Eastern owned entities in the local area. So, but we'd really like to keep it in Cheney I would like to keep it in Cheney if possible. So if you guys know any of the merchants that are not part of this call that you think might be interested, again, I'm going to be starting to hit the pavement hard, hitting people up and seeing if they're interested. I think it'll be a fun way for everybody, especially with all these new incoming freshmen and sophomores, to get the word out about your business. So just wanted to reiterate that again. And that's pretty much all I have right now.
I would like to add something.
Yeah.
From the hotel side, we were trying to entertain the idea of how to get more foot traffic into Cheney using the home games. What I noticed about Eagle home games are usually Saturdays only. Coming from the Pullman region of the Cougs and everything, I feel like the Eagles have an opportunity to create some sort of, we're trying to entertain the idea of like Friday night social event utilizing our ballroom, because definitely we can't have extra events when we have full capacity with our rooms. So if we can somehow with Eastern and other merchants to create some sort of Friday night social event using our ballroom to entice alumni and everyone that comes for the games to come 2 nights instead of only just Saturday. And that might help the whole region in general with foot traffic, that people can go out to restaurants or any other merchants. So I don't know, something we can entertain and kind of think about if that's possible. We kind of started talking about it. We talked to the athletic department. We're just trying to get more people involved. I don't know how soon we can do that because homecomings are coming soon. So, but just a thought.
Yeah, no, I love it. We have another homecoming meeting, I think, coming up this week. So I will definitely bring that up with them. I mean, in general, like not just a homecoming thing, but like in general, because we're trying to get more people in. Oh, this is one thing I didn't mention. This year's homecoming game is also our 50-year reunion group. So every 2 years they do a 50-year reunion. I think last year's was technically supposed to be it. I don't know if they have, so I don't know if they're making up and have 3 groups this year or just 2, but they at least have 2 50-year reunion groups coming. So that'll be a big thing. And their programming starts on Friday. So I'm hoping that they'll be staying with you guys Friday and Saturday. I can definitely reach out to the alumni group and see if they have been promoting you guys too. That would be great. So let me reach out to them. And then, like I said, we have another homecoming meeting on Wednesday of this coming week. So I'll definitely chat with them about, like, in general, how can we get more people in here Fridays?
Yeah, they have reached out to us, the Alumni Association.
Oh, they have. Oh, good. Okay, good.
Yeah, in terms of like group blocks and that kind of accommodation. I'm hoping to create some sort of like a traditional every Friday of home games to entice more crowd to come into Cheney that benefit the whole area. But yeah, no, that'd be great.
Okay. Okay, love it. You always have such good ideas.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Kristen at the moment? It's quite a lot of exciting things, but I think we did talk about the Eagle family discount card possibly extending with the football season. Was that part of it? Like if the football season lasted, we'd keep it going?
That's what it was. Yes, I know. I was like, sorry, I have like my like sheet of all my stuff. I'm like, what is happening here? Yes, that was the point. Yes.
Okay.
Like as long as the football team's still going, the discount card will keep going too. So if they make it into the playoffs and we keep going, I mean, we had a pretty good spring. So hopefully that's just kind of a indicator of things to come.
Yeah, I really feel like getting the word out about that is really important because, like Kristen said, like we are trying to keep people in Cheney and keep, get people, these students and people who are going to be buying these cards for their kids or for themselves during that homecoming week is a great opportunity to keep them in Cheney and in Cheney businesses. So participating, getting it as a whole Cheney card, if we can fill it up just by Cheney businesses, it'll be awesome. But like you said, you're going to be sending out a deadline. I think it's end of June.
July
Right?
1. Yeah. So it's like, it's looming. So if you guys are able to help me get an email out to everybody, that would be great. And I'm still waiting to hear back from Adriana and alumni about some kind of like guidelines for everybody that she's kind of seen best practices from other colleges that are doing something like this. Sorry if you couldn't hear me. I was covering my mic and I didn't realize it. But yeah, so if you guys are interested or like merchants, there's not a lot of merchants that are on here that I was hoping to touch base with tonight. So if you guys are able to help get an email out, or any of you who are on here know a few of the merchants and are like, hey, reach out to Kristen. This is a good opportunity. We don't want you to miss out on. So that'd be great.
Okay. Unfortunately, I think we're missing school district and Crystal from the library. Wow. Okay. So I guess we'll just dive into our biggest topic for tonight, which is our September event, which I know sounds like a long ways away, but really isn't. There's a lot to get on top of for that. It's really lucky because it lines up kind of like Friday night before a home game, the first home game, so against Central, I believe. So hopefully, ideally, we're getting a lot of people who are in town for that game the next day, as well as community members, obviously, and getting them downtown, like that energy of Mayfest, not quite as big, but hopefully kind of getting everyone excited about the possibility of what downtown can look like, and filling those storefronts and kind of getting that vibrancy back that we've been missing this whole entire year. So I kind of reach out individually, or we kind of reach out individually to different groups that help us put things together and kind of participate in it. The idea is it's going to be a 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock event with all of our rebranding stuff. So our new banners, some historical plaques on buildings, some swag. We're trying to get reusable bags that kind of promote Cheney, and pens and just stuff like that. Pushing our new website, visitcheney.org.com, that we'll be working on. It should be up and going starting in August, and then of course we'll just kind of start advertising and pushing it at that event. So yeah, the whole idea is getting things down there. Hopefully the swoop unveiling will happen that night. He might already be up and in place, but hopefully we'll kind of have, a little kind of ribbon cutting, maybe if we can get Chris and possibly also David May maybe together to do that. So it kind of brings Cheney and Eastern together for that. That would be awesome. Get Markham to do some cool things to get people up to the bookstore. So again, we're doing it a little preemptive to students coming back because I feel like businesses get bombarded right at the beginning of school with move-in weekend and then neighbor fests. And then all of a sudden you're turning around, it's October, football games, homecoming. So we're kind of really just trying to focus on doing it the week before, first home game, really focusing on Cheney community and getting them back downtown. So on that note, I was hoping we'd have some more people who could bring ideas. And again, I reached out to Crystal from the library. She had some good ideas of that. And Joan, I know you were mulling some ideas over. Kelly, you were. Kristen, I know you reached out to some departments. So I was wondering if anyone would be willing to share any ideas of what they thought they could bring to the table and to that event in September. Oh yeah, and Jill, maybe
Happy to share.
wherever we want to start out. Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Kelly,
go for
yeah.
it.
Okay, great. So Parks and Rec was thinking of doing a chili cook-off competition in a building downtown. Douglas, you and I talked about a couple locations, but I haven't had a chance to look into it yet. But we were thinking we would charge an entry fee into the chili cook-off, which would go towards a cash prize. And maybe Chris, you would be one of the judges.
Love to.
Awesome. And then we could charge $1 for tasting, and that money would go towards revitalizing downtown. And with the $1, you would get to taste all the chili you wanted, one taste per chili. And So we were thinking of doing that. And then also we thought it would be kind of cool to do a chalk mural on Main Street or a street downtown where we could have family members come and participate in it. And possibly looking into finding somebody who has a drone and get a picture of it. But yeah, those were our ideas. So
Awesome. I love it. I meant to call you today, Kelly, because I was thinking back and maybe somebody would have more info and I have to check into this if this has changed. But I do remember the Jubilee did a barbecue thing and it was a competition. I remember one year everyone could taste the barbecue and the next year that changed. And I feel like that was a health code thing. It was only Parks and Rec was able to sell barbecue, but everyone in the competition, you weren't allowed to try theirs. I could be wrong about that. Maybe somebody else has more knowledge on that. So I think that would be a health code thing, but I think the idea is awesome. It's a great way to get people involved in the community.
yeah, I can check with the health department. We might just need to have, obviously it's probably gonna be different because of COVID, but we might just need to have folks that are that have food handler permits serving the chili. And I was only thinking of serving them in like those little Dixie cups with a plastic spoon, so you wouldn't get like a big huge serving at every chili spot, just like a little sample of it. But we've got plenty of employees. I'd be happy to volunteer my time. We all have food handler permits and we could serve, so that wouldn't be an issue. But I'll look into it with the health department.
Awesome. Yeah.
I would be happy to reach out to Dave May about being part of like a ribbon cutting for Swoop, and possibly if you're interested, Kelly, if you get the chili thing going, like I can kind of put a little bug in his ear about being a judge on that too. I think he'd be down for something like that. I don't know if you guys have ever met him, but he's awesome. So I think he would definitely be interested in like being part of stuff downtown Cheney.
Awesome.
That would be awesome. Thank you.
Joan, do you have any thoughts about maybe historical stuff?
Yeah, I talked to some people. You had said something about that there might be a possibility of having a screen or something that we may be able to like run a video off of or something.
Yeah, we were hoping.
So
Maybe. I haven't talked to you about it.
so yeah, so if that were to happen, one of the things we thought about is kind of on a like for the three main blocks of downtown. We have some historical photographs that we could kind of run in a series, not something that's very long, but kind of brief and starting out from, earliest and to more contemporary times, sort of showing what downtown has looked like, maybe throw in a couple of little maps or something. So that was kind of our video thought. And then we have right now, which things like we could do some handouts, some flyers or things with either QR codes or little short codes, because we have an EWU tour that already exists, and it covers both some of the older buildings, and it covers buildings that don't exist anymore. So there's a number of ghost sites on this tour. So we have that one already. And we thought about like a little brochure or flyer that would help to link some of the buildings that exist downtown with their history, and maybe some photographs or something like that in that where you click on something and then you can go and see some pictures and story about the building, and then more ambitiously they volunteered me to kind of create a story map of historic sites around Cheney, but September isn't that far away. And so something like that we have to see about. But anyway, that was kind of the ideas that we thought, and if we could, if we set up a little space down there where we could have like that Cheney picture book and stuff, that people might be interested in buying.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think those are great ideas. I definitely, our idea is closing off College Street and F Street between 1st and 2nd. And so then people can pass through the alley and just around those and be safe without closing out first. But yeah, setting up the screen and table for you guys and the brochures and all that stuff, as well as we are going to try to get. I know last year Cassie and my mom together typed up all the historical stuff, and I think they passed it off to you, Joan, to double check it. This is quite a while ago, but if not, maybe.
Yeah, back then, it'd be nice to review. I've learned some more things since then, so
Well, we'll do that before we get them.
we could take another quick look.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Anything, Jill, do you have anything, did the Depot Society think about any way of getting involved?
I can't speak to that yet.
Okay.
We've got to get moving with getting the building refurbished, and
Totally.
it's a little bit too soon.
Yeah, I mean, just a great time to possibly hand out things to get donations even. Just talk about the
Yeah, well, we are talking about coming up with some type of posters to put into different store buildings, and there's some things that are coming out that was just shared with the board this week, and it's kind of just a real moving target right now, and we're hoping to come up with things that we can actually promote the depot, whether it be posters or photos or t-shirts or caps or mugs or something, and actually have a brand that shows the depot. And we have somebody working on that. So possibly, but I don't want to promise anything at this point yet. As we move a little bit closer to see where all this goes, I might be able to come back with more.
Okay, yeah, awesome. Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Another thing we were talking about, and I don't know where we landed on this, but kind of trying to do some kind of scavenger hunt downtown, right?
Yeah, I
Wasn't
think
that
so.
something?
I don't know that we created
We
much
didn't
of a
create
thought
very
on
much,
that
but
one,
some way. Because we're really trying to reach out and really hit so many different demographics to really pull the community together. So obviously all ages. I know Crystal with the library did have some ideas for younger kids, which would be great. We'll definitely put out some things like cornhole and stuff like that, because we really want people wandering and kind of having the essence and the imagination of what downtown could look like, possibly with having College Street be a commons and, with the stores filled or, kind of the new signage and branding and all that jazz. So the idea is getting people to stroll around and kind of reimagine pretty much what downtown could be like if it was filled up and exciting and kind of just much more, I guess, accessible to all the different aspects of our community.
Mhm.
So does anyone else have any ideas? Again, this is going to be, it's going to be a fairly, hopefully sizable event, but it's not going to be we're not trying to go as big as Mayfest. We're not trying to do big blow up things or shut down First Street or all of that jazz. And we're really looking at each aspect of our community coming together by doing a small little thing to add to a bigger event, if that makes sense. So any other thoughts or ideas? We are going to try to start working on a budget in the next coming weeks so we can get hotel motel tax. So if any of those ideas that you guys had, if you have a budget for it, or how much you think it would cost to run, please let us know so we can kind of add that in. Yeah.
What's the date again, please?
It's going to be September 10th, Friday, September 10th, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's our idea. So, and we're asking the downtown businesses around that area to hopefully stay open late if they usually close. The brewery will be open, Barrel House will be open. We're going to ask West Plains to be open. Mason Jar will stay open late. We'll see if other stores and things will be open as well, so people can also pop in and support in that manner. Any ideas, thoughts, questions, concerns? We're going to send out a link of exactly what our rebranding is as well, so you'll get to look at it again. I know it's been a while, but it is a wonderful, there's a kind of a 4-part series, and one is a big eagle swooping down, one is a train, one is a pine tree for Turnbull, and one is
it wheat?
Wheat for the farms, for the stuff. So it's really a nice series, and it all incorporates our colors of kind of like the landscape around us, the blue, the greens, and the yellow. Yeah, hopefully those will go up and replace our holiday hoopla ones, which still have not come down. So trying to figure out what's going on with that. I'll ask Chris tomorrow at our 10:30 meeting, I guess. Yeah.
Can I piggyback on that real quick, Douglas?
Yes, of course.
So Marcom is also working on doing, and Douglas, I know that you already know this, but just for everybody else, Marcom's also working on refreshing the Eastern banners that are down that you can barely see anymore, as well as I think the giant billboards that have kind of turned to like a super pretty brown color instead of red. So that's exciting that that'll be changing too. And hopefully I'm hoping that the timeline will qualify to happen before the rebrand downtown so that the whole thing looks pretty fresh, especially before all the freshmen move in. And so, yeah, I think that that'll be a great like correlation with what we're doing with as the CMA too.
Yeah. Any other thoughts, or I guess that was it on our idea. Was there anything else that we came up with or thought about? No. We're going to really push this really hard as our big event to kick off the fall. Obviously, summer is kind of a dead time, I guess, for Cheney in general. I know Eastern and stuff is pretty slow, and we'll be pretty slow in certain aspects. However, I know rodeo is happening, which is awesome. But for the fall, we're definitely going to start pushing this really hard come August to kind of advertise and get this out here, or get that out there. So yeah. If you know anyone who'd like to be involved, please have them reach out to us. Like, you know, it's about kind of downtown and getting Cheney kind of rebranded, start doing wayfinding signage, all that. But however, you know, we want everyone to participate because we do think from our partnership with Main Street America and Revitalize Washington, you know, creating a really vibrant downtown really impacts the rest of the city positively. It's been shown time and time again in so many other towns. We have Revitalize Washington is not doing their big conference because of COVID, but we are doing, they're doing small conferences around Washington this year. So they're doing one on the west side, one in Prosser, and the one I think we'll all be going to as a board at the end of September will be up in Colville, which is now has their own arts district as well. So we're hopefully going to learn a lot about what we can, you know, take from that kind of small town and what they're doing, where they got their funding, et cetera. And you know, so anyone is welcome to join that. On that, I'll get more information as it comes up about how much it costs or what the hours, what the day looks like for that event. But it should be a fun thing. So, and again, that'll be at the end of September sometime. So I'll keep you guys in the loop of that. Yeah. Anything else? I think we have treasurer's report. Sorry, and.
So basically, we really haven't spent any money at this point. So we're at $13,070 roughly. So working on that new website, that'll probably be our biggest expenditure in the next couple months. But, yeah.
As for the website, you guys, if we like, I know for a fact our logo is not even correct on the old website. So do you have like a point of contact that would be good to send like information, or like what kind of information do you guys want? Like if we want to do a little refresh on our section.
Yeah. We'll have Brian, who's head of Kraken, who's redoing it. When we get to that point where we're gathering all fresh new information to add to our website for all our members, then he'll be the point of contact. So
Okay.
We'll reach out to him and figure out what the timeline is on that, when he'll need it. But yeah, we definitely want to get completely refreshed because I know a lot of things are a little outdated for certain people. And
Okay, thank you.
Of course. Okay. Well, I think honestly, I don't think we have a July or August meeting. Is that correct? Am I wrong about that?
No, July and August, we're not doing meetings.
Yeah, so we'll be reaching out just through email and whatnot about this upcoming event and kind of getting on it. We'll have a meeting, this kind of meeting right before the event, the week before. So obviously everything else should be already settled and squared away way before that. But September 1st will be our next Zoom meeting. unless we're able to do it in person, which would be really nice. So hopefully September 1st might actually be an in-person meeting, which would be lovely. So we'll see. But yeah, we'll definitely be reaching out. Please, if you have budgets for any of those ideas or any other ideas to add on, please send them our way, as we really need to get this to hotel motel tax as soon as possible to kind of get those things, that rebranding, advertising done and out there. So anything else? Thank you guys all for jumping on. Appreciate it. And please also reach out to anyone who wants to get on those Eagle cards for Kristen, because it would be
Doug?
Yep.
Sorry, I have a quick question. Since you're meeting with the city people tomorrow, is there any way that some of that economic development fund could be used to do like a trade paper advertisement for a bike shop?
Oh,
You know,
okay.
I sent out those proposals, but I didn't expect anyone to contact me directly about it. I don't know if there's anything happening. I'm sort of at a dead end. I'm not a very good salesperson to try to meet with all the owners and convince them to bring a bike shop. But I thought, yeah, maybe a trade paper or even the Spokane paper, just a major full page advertisement or something to
Okay.
bring a shop up to town.
Yeah. I'll ask Chris tomorrow. For you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
Well, if I can just ask that you guys stay in touch with me. So I don't want to drop the ball on
Do
you.
we have your email? Sorry.
Yeah, do you get the emails from our big email groups that send out? Can you give me your email address to make sure we have it correctly?
You know what? I wonder. I have it, the city one. Do you want my private email?
Whatever the best
that
way
be
to
better?
get you information, because we just want to make sure you're not missing anything. So whichever email
Right.
for us to send to, so that you're not missing pertinent information.
I will get it to you. Let me figure out which one I need to get you to.
Perfect. That sounds great, Jill.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Hey, so do you mind if I may say something really quick?
Yeah, of course.
So the bike shop has been brought up. Personally, I would not want to open a bike shop in Cheney, but like I run into, talk to a lot of like new customers that are coming to the area and whatnot. And what they always say is like, oh, I wish I could have a Walgreens or a Rite Aid. And there's not one in Airway Heights. There's not one here, you might get some of the people from the Latah Valley to come to Cheney, because I swear, whenever we did the drive-by event where there was the Easter, the Halloween, I saw a lot of like luxury SUVs, like super luxury SUVs that I never see around town normally during the week. So I don't know. If like if there was a business that I could think that I hear that people talking about, and I know there's Spy-Mart that has pharmacy, there's Owl Pharmacy, there's Safeway, but I don't know. That's just what I hear from people. And if you're on the west side, you can't throw a rock hitting a Rite Aid or a Walgreens or a CVS or whatever. But I mean, I do not see many out here in the Spokane area, and none in the out here in Airway Heights or us.
Mm-hmm.
Just let me hear your thoughts on that, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can speak to that if you want.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks.
please.
Part of the problem with the major chains, whether it's a restaurant or a pharmacy or something like that, they base where they're going to locate their venues on population. And Cheney just, especially right now without students being here, and that's the other problem. We have our base of about 12,000 population. When Cheney is back, when Eastern is back in session and the students are here, we're over 20,000, but they all have population limits. And that seems to be the biggest issue with getting any major venues to come into Cheney. And it's been that way since I got here 17 years ago. And it's a population issue. So we keep trying. But
thanks for your thoughts, Jill.
Yeah, we
Thanks
have
for
to just keep growing, that's all.
Yeah.
And then we'll get more interest. Oh, that's what I know.
Thanks for sharing that, Jill.
Sure.
Anyone else have anything else they want to share before we end for this one?
I mean, I have.
Go for it, Kristen.
You're glitching.
That's all I have.
Oh, okay. We didn't.
Oh, you didn't see him?
No,
No.
we didn't.
No. Do it again.
Oh.
Oh, so cute.
So cute.
Oh my gosh, Kristen, he's getting so big.
Perfect way to end.
Perfect way to end the meeting. Okay, well, we'll be in touch with all of you. And then, yeah, we won't see you guys until September, but we'll definitely be in touch before then as we work on planning the event.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Good night.
Have a good night.
Night.
Thanks. See everyone.
See ya.
Bye.
Thank you.